Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. Double G here. This is episode 5 on the series we're doing for the Elm Creek map. So we've rested. It's now November. In the last episode, we purchased field 48. It had soybeans in it, so we harvested the soybeans. We put them in the silo because the price is not good yet. It won't be until next late spring. So we harvested it, put it in the silo, prepped the field, and then we planted grass in field 48. The plan was to plant grass in 47 and 48, but I forgot to change the seed as I said I probably would. So we wound up with half barley and half grass. And we'll just have to let the barley grow and harvest it. Then we'll plow it up and plant more grass. So we'll have 2 grass fields here. It's not a complete waste because barley's chicken food. That was the whole point of growing the barley. So we'll be fine. We have, let's see, 50%. Everything's 50% fertilized. It has medium weeds. We could get a weeder and get those weeds out. But what I will probably do is just use a sprayer, and that way it'll get them all the way out, keep them from getting big. But we can wait for that. That's not a big deal. Oh, we have deer running straight through my barley. They're running from me. So you'll see this one also has small weeds, 50% fertilized. This is barley. The 2 front ones are barley. We could fertilize them now, and that would be fun. But other than that, we really don't have anything to do in November. So I think what we'll do is take a look at the contracts page and see if there's anything worth doing. I'm not looking for anything massive, just something to keep us moving, maybe a couple of smaller ones. So if we go to the contracts page, there are cultivating, fertilizing, plowing. There's a baling contract that's for silage again in a much smaller field, but we've already done that. There's a baling for grass, so we'll use a tedder. And yeah, I think we could probably do this. It pays reasonably well. There should be some leeway. I don't think we're going to get the massive amount of extra money like we did for the silage last time. We're using a tractor, front mower, offset mower, tedder, windrower, baler. Oh, I'm not a fan of these guys, but well, it should be entertaining at least. So yeah, let's do this contract. We will borrow the items for $252. It pays $11,000. We may get another, $5,000-6,000 out of the leeway, maybe. Let's hope, or it could be more. Who knows? So we will borrow these, and then we'll go to the store. Alright, so here's our equipment for the contract. We have a Valtra tractor. I really like borrowing the equipment for tractors because you get a feel for the different types of equipment. So when you're doing grass, you'll have one extra step of tethering the grass. It mixes it, flips it, and helps it dry out to make hay. But you don't have to wrap it when you bale it, so I guess it all kind of evens out. The field that we're doing it in is this field. Let's see, where is it? What field are we doing it in? Field 18 here. I don't know why my grass is always turned off. Field 18. So as per usual, I think we go to Johnson's to sell it, which is here. This may take a minute. What I'll do, they only give us 1 tractor for this job, yeah? Alright. Well, I'll get the mower up here and get to mowing. Then we'll have a worker, I suppose, bring a tractor from the farm and help cart the rest of this stuff up to the field. That way we're not driving back and forth. All right, let's they're in the barn. They should not be hooked up to anything. Let's try this. Create a job. Go to the store. I don't see anything moving. Okay. Oh. It did it for the tractor that was at the store. Wow. Alright, let's do it this way. Maybe I didn't highlight it properly. Go to the store. Now it's going. Get back in the Valtra. We'll pick up the mowers. So this is going to be a different mower configuration than we used in the other field because it's a much smaller field. This will be probably something more like what we would start out with in our two smaller fields. I may only use a front mower to start. It'll take a little longer, but you can mow from the front and bale from the back because the front mower will create a swath and it'll eliminate the need for a windrower. And it saves 2 steps, so we'll see. So I'll drive up to the field that we're going to do. So this is going to be a lot like the silage contract, except the grass will be tethered before we windrow it, and the bales won't be wrapped. But typically when you do a silage contract, after you wrap the bales, it'll take a month for the bales to ferment. They eliminate that need when you're doing a contract because you're not going to have a contract last over a month. And the same with as we did with the silage contract, we'll try and mow a little of the margin because we're really trying to get the money together for our chicken coop. So every little bit helps, and there's just nothing for the next few months that's going to be profitable on the farm. We could just skip through the months, but I don't know. I figure if there's work to do, we'll do it. As long as it pays reasonably well. So it's not this field. Don't think it's this field. Nope, this is the field. Yep, this is our field. So we'll get here. We'll look and see if our tractor made it to the store. Yep, we made it to the store. I didn't mean to bring the weight with me, but that's okay because we're going to pull a little bit of a sneaky here. We're going to drop our weight next to our seed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can mount the tedder to the front of the tractor for the purposes of transport. We'll have to put it on the back when we use it, obviously, but if I can carry 2 pieces of equipment in one trip, even better. And we can. That's not a good alignment. much as these AI workers like to get hung up, I'll put them on the road before I send it. Or her. So we'll do a job, go to field 18, and start. And we're moving. Oh, don't. No. Okay. Should have known something would cause grief. I actually considered turning that corner before I set them off. Where are you going? Craziness. Okay, let's hope. Fingers crossed. Back to this guy, and we'll start mowing. So I believe when you have two implements like this, if you do Control and B, or Control and X, it should unfold on both. Yep. Control and B should turn them both on, and then Control and B should lower them both. Did the back? I think the back is lowered as well. So. All right. Actually, we'll try and grab some of this. Yeah. Get out there. It's unfertilized, but every little bit helps. So we'll do a time lapse, get everything mowed, get all the equipment up. We haven't seen a tedder yet, so I'll probably come out of the time lapse while we're teddering, and then we may time lapse through the windrowing and the baling. And then you're definitely going to want to see me try to pick the bales up with the bale forks on the tractor. That's going to be a challenge, to say the least. So yeah, we'll time lapse through the mowing, and I'll jump in and out to get all of the equipment brought up here. So that's it for the mowing. I'd set it off on a worker, and I decided figure the worker would have a easier time mowing than trying to cart the equipment back and forth. I wasn't counting on the fact that the tedder or the windrower would be blocking them. So we had a little bit to do when we got back, but that's fine. Just grab these little bits that it missed, though, a little bit more up top. There's this right here. I missed that. And I may have missed this as well. I think maybe if you go counterclockwise, you get less of a gap issue. And I started out the field clockwise to get the mowers, the front mower and the rear mower to align so you don't get this joint. But it's okay. Alright, so we will fold up both the mowers. And we'll just park them on the median over here. The next step is something that we haven't seen yet, and it's using a tedder. So if you cut grass and you bale it straight away, you have grass bales. But if you want hay, you have to dry the grass out. So in theory, as you cut the grass, the sun is baking it in, drying it out, and then you'll use a tedder, which will, turn the grass over and let it continue to dry. So we'll do that next. It does not take a super long time to do, so, well, it depends on how much this tedder unfolds. So we'll unfold it. It looks like a 2-stager. It's reasonable. Shouldn't be too bad. So we'll turn it on. Then we'll lower it. And here's where the margins could get us. Nope, it does it. There you go. See, it's flipping everything around. As I understand, one of the major improvements they made with 22 is the animation when you tedder grass. And I can't compare it because I never played 19 or any version before, but I can say 22 looks great. Makes it look all fluffy, which is exactly what a tedder would do. It's just picking it up, flipping it over, mixing it up, redistributing it so that you can get all of the grass dry. So we'll tedder the field. And I think it would probably be best to do another time lapse after this. The baling is windrowing and baling will be pretty straightforward. We saw that in the other field. But when it comes time to transport the bales, that may be where we have to look at it a little closer, because I am not proficient with those the bale carriers on the tractor. As with most stacking and front loading operations, it's just not my forte. So that might be a little crazy. I have had a contract before where I just gave up and used a trailer. I was on a contract, but I wound up using my trailer with a bale fork and a front loader on my tractor. The problem with that is I don't have a front loader on my tractor yet, and I don't have a trailer. And I could get those things, but it would just about cancel out the profit we make on the contract. Or it may cost me money. I mean, I would have a couple of more tools, and I'll eventually need them. I would prefer not to have to go that way with this one. But if I can't figure out those bale carriers, we may have to. I'll continue to tedder the field. We'll get it windrowed and baled, and we'll see how successful I can be with the carriers. It's all up in the air. I really probably should have practiced outside of the series with those things, but hey, it's part of the fun, right? So we'll see you guys in a few minutes when the hilarity will ensue. So this is all the baling done. Did miss a few bits, but we're only at 30%, so we're gonna have maybe a third of a bale stuck in the baler. Grab this little bit, even though it's not gonna matter. Do the job all the way so the field's clear. So let's see how many bales we did. Check the stats page. Nope, not that one. This one. We did 9 bales. And I was giving it a think while I was doing that time lapse. And we'll play with the bale handlers, carriers, whatever you want to call them, for a minute. But I already know that I'm just not that good with them. See, we'll go to the front one. We'll lower the bale loader. And then the controls are to raise and lower. I was sure there was a way. That's raise and lower. That's up and down. I believe there was a way to, oh yeah, unfold. There you go. So it's supposed to be no big deal. Now I did make 180 centimeter bales, which are the biggest, which would prove to be the hardest to load, but for some reason I never can get it to go onto the spikes properly. Do I have it too high? Okay, I have it too high. Let's go all the way to the ground. And it's just such a tight. Yeah, see, it just doesn't work. Okay, so forget all this. We're not doing this. And I don't want to eat up all of my profits in buying a front loader and a bale spike and a trailer. Although I will buy those things in the future, it's not going to be today. So I think the most cost-effective solution is going to be to lease the round baler trailer, a stacking trailer. So if we go here, always so hard to find something when you're being watched. Bale loaders, there they are. So I need, this will do 180 round bales. Is that my cheapest option? Yep. So if we were to lease this, it's probably going to be around 2,500. Yeah, 2,575. It seems to be that the lease price is about 5%, give or take, of the purchase price. So we're going to lease it and we're going to go get it. And we're going to do this in one shot. So I will go pick up this trailer, probably do a cut to when we get back with the trailer. Okay, so we've made it back to the field with the bale loader trailer. It's going to make the job way easier. Actually, for me, it's just going to make it possible. And two, with the bale lifter, I guess carriers for the tractor, we would have had to make 3 trips back and forth because you can only carry 4, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. So it's going to save us some time in that regard too. I didn't want to spend the money, but it was a better option than getting a trailer and a bale fork and all that. Hopefully the leeway we make will help us cover the rental of the trailer. We know we have 9 bales. On a field with a hill like this, they have a bad habit of rolling downhill. But I don't think we lost any. Because this makes 6. We got 7, 8, 9. Then I'm seriously contemplating completely cutting across the interstate to get over to where we need to go. It's not the safest move, but luckily in Farming Simulator, nobody dies. So that's it, the 9 bales. It almost seems a waste to have the trailer for only 9 bales. So nobody's coming, we're just going to take off. This way, nobody's coming. And there you go. That just saved us a few miles of driving. So we'll get this over to, I think it was supposed to go to Johnson's. Let's just double check that really quick before we go way too far out of the way. Yeah, Johnson's Farmers Market. Just like the silage contract, it shows 20% complete once you've mowed but not turned anything in. So that's at least consistent. Again, our 20 miles an hour feels like 5. But once you get off the interstate up here, it's just a couple turns and you're at Johnson's Farmers Market. I also, when I picked up the trailer, I went ahead and grabbed my weight. So we have that. All of the borrowed equipment still in the field, but it'll get returned when we complete the contract. And then we'll need to return this trailer, because we're not making bales anytime soon. The more I think about it too, the more I think I may go with square bales. There is a square bale stacking trailer. I don't know if there's a baler wrapper combo for square bales, but if we have to bale then wrap, then it's just what we'll have to do. But they are 9,000 liter bales. I want to say the biggest square bale is also 9,000 liters. And really the bale size doesn't matter. I mean, in terms of storage, transport, the trailer's going to carry what it'll carry. And my presumption is that it'll carry fewer big bales than it would smaller bales, but I could be wrong. Seems like more bales takes less work. All right. I think this building up to the right is the animal dealer, and Johnson's is the one up on the hill. Yeah, this is the animal dealer. Johnson's is up here. So it's a little further to go. But we will make it. Hopefully this contract only needs 6 or 7 bales worth to satisfy the contract. And as we know, straw and hay don't bring in a massive amount of money. Maybe $200 per 1,000 liters when the price is good. Seems like my trip to the market is all uphill. Still doing 20 though. And I'm pretty sure we'll have to dump these around back. Just gonna walk. Oh, change your mind, eh? One more thing to slow us down. Johnson's Farmers Market. I have a place very similar to this where I live. Maybe here it wouldn't go in the pit. Let us hope. There is. Is there a point? No, there's not. Okay. Yeah, that was the right place. Well, we made 40, oh, right at 6,000 in sold bales, plus the 10,000. That seems a lot more reasonable than what the silage contract was. So from here, we can go ahead and complete the contract. So in total, we made $17,000. That's half the distance to what we need for our chicken coop. So we'll collect, and then we can go in here and return the loader trailer. Alright, so in total that puts us at 59,000. We need 79,000. I think my calculations were off a little because I didn't account for having to lease that trailer. So we still need $20,000 to get the chicken coop. I think by the time we're able to get it, we'll have plenty of food. Next month will be December. So we'll get this tractor back to the farm. I didn't intend for that contract to take that long, but we may have to stay away from the grass contracts for now because they just take so long to do. Or if we do them, now that we've been through the whole process, we can kind of do a lot of it off camera. But we're definitely making progress. We're up to 5 fields. Technically, when I get to 6, I'll have access to 3 workers. And I may use up to 3 workers. I don't think I'll ever use more than 3 workers at once, though. So we may just cap it off at 6 and then revisit that issue when we have a real need. Because I don't just want workers out independently making money I can use them to maybe do something on our farm and have one help me on a contract or with another, harvest or whatever, but I think it would just get a little bit out of hand if you have 4 or 5 workers going for once, unless you really have several fields to take care of, like 10, 12 fields with all your harvests coming up at the same time. But for now, I think I'm at 2. I'll go to 3 with 6 fields, and then we'll cap it at 3. This is a long drive to the farm. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to deliver things with the truck. It goes a bit faster. Eventually we'll upgrade tractors that hopefully have a little bit faster speed on the road. This one really didn't flinch the whole time though. When it was hauling the baler and all that, and when we had the loaded bale trailer, it still went 20 miles an hour. It seems to creep along. So we're getting here and park this guy. Unfortunately, I think we'll call that it for this episode. The next episode will be in the second half of the day of November. We should definitely be able to get fertilizer on our fields, and we can either advance to the next day or maybe pick up another contract, but no more grass for a while. I don't want to do grass again until it's my grass. So I think that's it for this one. Thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, take care.